Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Babe Brews. I'm Valerie. I'm here with my daughter Marlena, and we have a very, very special guest today, Dr. Deborah Brown. I still am probably going to call you Debbie. I'm going to try to say Dr. Brown, but I have known Debbie pretty much my whole life. You had said before we started, I didn't realize it's like 40 some years.
40 some years.
That's crazy. We're both farm kids, grew up on farms together. And she is a very successful doctor now, which blows my mind. You're always super smart, always. But this is just amazing. Marlena, we're going to go in and talk a little bit and do an intro about Dr. Brown.
Yes.
And Deborah is fine.
Is
really.
Deborah fine?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do Deborah.
Debbie is cringe, but Deborah's fine.
Oh, God. All right, Deborah.
Dr. Deborah Brown is a leader in the field of mental health treatment and the founder of Brownstone Mental Health Services, a psychotherapy group that serves hundreds of people every week. Her podcast, My Session with Dr. Deborah Brown, shares information about mental health topics along with anecdotes related to what she has learned from years of practice as a psychotherapist. Her psychology research area and expertise is in sex, gender, and relationships, which is perfect because sex is on all of our minds today. So welcome to your sex therapy session.
Yeah.
Here we are.
I love sex. That's why we're going to have Dr. Deborah Brown on today. Today's topic is going to be the science of attraction. Dr. Deborah Brown is going to talk about, she gave me a couple little things we're going to go over, questions, and she's going to answer and hopefully help a lot of you. She speaks really well too, a lot better than I do. And she uses big words.
We went to the same high school.
You've also been to like 90 years of college. I barely made it through high school. There's a huge difference. I still add on my fingers.
But you were the pretty one, so it was okay.
Not. Number one, body ratios are instinctive.
So it sounds big and fancy, but it's really not. So this is the idea that we are attracted to people because of things we don't even realize. So when you look at somebody and you're really attracted to them, you might have stuff going on under the surface that you don't even know is happening. So body ratios with women is we look at shoulder to waist ratio. So think of a really gorgeous guy that you can think of. I bet you his shoulders are wide and his waist is, see? I know you're thinking of somebody. You don't even know that you're doing that.
Wow.
That's the exciting part, right? Is that we do that and that all of a sudden makes a man more attractive, right?
Wow.
That is a psychological thing deep in your soul you don't even know you're doing.
This is so fun already.
It is. It's so much fun. I love this stuff. When men look at women, it's waist to hip ratio.
Really? They don't look at boobs?
Well, that's part of the whole package. But it depends on the guy. A lot of guys are not boob guys. They're just fine with all the other parts. But they're looking, and the theory behind this is that it's like childbearing readiness.
I was just going to say
if a woman has a small waist and big hips, that means she's healthy and fertile.
One time a teacher in high school told me, you have really good hips.
Ew.
So you're going to have a...
Did they get arrested?
No.
Okay,
but she told me, she's like, you have really good, I think childbearing hips. I was like, oh, I just have a big butt and a tiny waist.
That is not a compliment.
Wow.
The childbearing
I know.
hips. Ew.
She literally said that to me.
I remember that's what she said. She said childbearing hips. I remember you told me that.
Yes, because I have a small waist and like a big butt. So
you have the thing that men are secretly desiring.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're looking at the ratio between your waist and your hips and going, that girl's fertile.
I'm flat. I'm more like SpongeBob SquarePants. I'm like straight and with a flat ass, so nobody's looking at me for nothing.
But this is not a general thing. Everybody has their own likes and dislikes. These are just some underlying things.
Oh.
Number two, symmetry is attractive.
Symmetry?
Symmetry. So symmetry means both sides of you are the same size. So if you look at the supermodels from the back in the day when we had all the supermodels, some of them weren't necessarily ideal beauties, but they had perfect symmetry. Both of their sides of their face were the same.
Oh.
So think of it. Everybody has a foot bigger. Or God, I know I got a boob bigger.
I have a bigger nipple.
We all see everybody is like not symmetrical, but we're drawn to symmetry and we don't know it. So that's why when you put glasses on or sunglasses on, sometimes you feel prettier.
Oh.
because it makes your face have symmetry.
I feel pretty with my glasses because I feel like it hides my big schnoz.
You and this nose.
Me and my nose.
I like having like a slick back hair in my glasses.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there are there's a lot of porn with glasses in it. And when that first came out, I thought, well, that's weird. And then I thought, no, it's symmetry. It's attractive.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm like a porn star.
Yeah, see? I always knew.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. All right, Dr. Brown. Number 3, 5 senses activate chemical reward centers in the brain, hormones.
Hormones and neurotransmitters are your secret weapons when you are dating and you're trying to connect to someone, is that you have to get to their hormones and their neurotransmitters. Right? Well, you don't know anything about that. We don't know anything about that.
Do you mean like my period?
No, not that.
Oh, okay,
no, that's a whole different.
okay.
That gets them away usually, not closer. But the idea is that when you have certain sensory experiences, it triggers something inside of you. This is why women wear perfume.
Perfume, cologne,
This is why it's important for women to perfume all of their parts. Let me just put that out there.
Yes.
Because you are activating something.
Oh.
You guys were talking in the last episode about men. And I think you said it doesn't even have to look good. If he smells good,
Right.
I'm drawn. So that is activating something inside of you that's drawing you toward that person. So when you're dating and you have somebody that you really want to impress, think about their 5 senses. Think about how your voice sounds when you talk to them, or think about how you smell. Think about, of course, how you look.
Right.
But sometimes even fabrics that you wear.
Oh.
If you can identify, are they a silky or a fluffy? Because some guys like silky and some guys like fluffy and soft.
Like cotton.
I'm going to find out now.
See? And this is why, like a lot of the old 80s styles with the hairspray, it kind of ruined the hair, the sensuality of hair. So hair is very sensual for some people too. If you think about it, most women will say, I don't like a guy with long hair, or I do.
Right.
That means they may be more touch sensitive toward hair.
Oh,
so
wow.
think about the 5 senses and how they affect. We know how sexy like food can be, right? So every one of your senses activates when you get near someone that you're attracted to.
Oh.
Make sure you're pushing it in the right direction.
Oh, I love that.
Wow.
Ooh.
I'm about to be a whole lot hotter.
You had the secrets.
Yes.
Okay. Number 4, body language matters. Mirroring, proximity, and touch.
So think about, have you ever dated someone or been with someone and they touch you? And how do you feel when that happens?
My vagina gets tingly.
Good. That means you like them.
Okay.
So use touch in a way that's seductive, and you will totally rope someone in and send a signal.
Oh.
Your signal of touch will tell them whether or not you're interested and will feed the interaction.
Oh,
so if
wow.
you're sitting at dinner and you're just going back and forth with someone and you're not touching them, your interaction is not proceeding in the way it would if you reached out and touched them. You suddenly opened a door.
Oh, okay.
Proximity is another one. How close do you sit? How close do you stand when you talk to someone? You're sending messages in that behavior that say, I'm interested in you.
Yeah.
Right.
If I'm talking to you and you say something obnoxious and I back up,
Yeah.
I'm saying to you, I don't like you.
Right.
Right? That's a message. You get it. You don't even really think about it, but you get it.
I always feel like I do focus my energy on somebody that I like more. I might turn more towards them. And like I touch more when I like somebody, if that makes sense.
But you're sending messages that they're reading without even knowing that they're reading it. The other one is mirroring. Mirroring is the weirdest thing. I do this in sessions with people sometimes, and then I get all creeped out at myself. Is sometimes you'll look at a person and then you'll do what they're doing. If they're sitting a certain way or they're holding their hands a certain way, and you mirror them. If you're mirroring somebody, it's usually because you're feeling comfortable with them.
Okay.
So if you're with someone and you're mirroring their behavior, pay attention to that, because that's a sign to you that you're feeling connected to them. You're feeling something in common with them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
While we're on that a little bit, is there such a thing, because I had joked about having a period, is there such a thing where men give off like a pheromone, or is that like a myth, or is that true?
There are definitely scents that we have individually in our bodies.
Okay.
And they actually did a study on this where they had women and men smell each other's clothing. And the longer that they had been together, the more likely they were to identify which clothing belonged to the person.
Wow.
So we do emit things that are unique to us, and they do attract.
Wow. Okay. Number 5, verbal cues are read closely. Interpretation is filtered through you.
So you have to learn to read the things that we were talking about, and you have to learn to acknowledge them and move forward. So if you're with somebody and you're not sure how they feel about you, but they're touching you, they're sending you something, right?
Okay.
So that's nonverbal, but verbal is think about what people say to you and how they say it, and pay attention to it, because people will always show who they are.
Oh.
Behavior is the purest form of communication.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have somebody who says something to you and it makes you like flinch,
Okay.
pay attention to that, because they're communicating something verbally to you that they aren't saying. But we all know those
Right.
girls
Oh, yeah,
who
yeah.
make those little snide comments.
Oh,
You
absolutely.
look
Backhanded,
nice.
yeah.
The backhanded compliments. I get them all the time.
Pay attention to that.
Oh,
Pay
yeah,
attention,
definitely.
because people are telling you who they are.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I love that.
And as I've gotten older, I have a very, very small circle of friends just because of stuff like that. And
Because you can see it when it's
Absolutely,
not real. And you
absolutely.
get sick of it. You don't want to be around it when it's
Nope,
fake.
bye,
It's exhausting.
Bye. Yep, exactly. Number 6, Dr. Brown, connection, sharing experiences and emotions to recognize shared values.
So think about the people closest to you in your whole life. They're the people that know the most about you,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which means you've shared with them, you've talked to them about what's inside of you. Basically, the people that we are most connected to is who we share the most with. Now, how do you know if somebody is like you? You don't until
Right.
you've heard what's inside of them,
Yeah.
right? So you need to make sure that if you have somebody you're building a relationship, that you're feeding them little bits of information about yourself to build that connection, because the more you know about each other, the more seamless your relationship
Right.
is, and your fear goes away.
Mhm.
We've known each other 40 years.
Yep.
Like I could predict what she's going to do,
Yeah.
even though we
Oh,
don't
yeah.
spend a lot of time together,
And
because you know somebody
Right,
and you know
exactly.
their heart. But you
Oh,
have to
yeah.
share and you have
I
to talk.
agree.
then you're in an environment that feels less judgmental and you feel more heard sometimes, you know.
Right.
And it's nice too when people know our backgrounds, where we came from. You understand people a little bit more. Like I said, it's a nice thing. And then even just like today, like we might not see each other for a year or two, but we pick right up, just like we're those kids again. So that's cool. So
But it's
I love
values,
that.
right?
That's what it is.
That
Absolutely.
means you believe the same things. But
Right.
how do you know? One of the hardest things about relationships is people are in for like 6 months and all of a sudden they're like, I don't know, he changed. No, he didn't change. You just
Right.
finally saw who he
That's
was.
exactly. I agree.
Don't they
Oh,
say
yeah.
at like 6 months people reveal themselves, or you have to give it time, because in the
No.
beginning it's
Years.
always really?
Years.
Yeah.
It can take, in my opinion, in relationships, about 2 years before you get through that phase where people are just putting it on for you.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you have
That's
to know.
scary.
That's why I say you should really, and this is just personal opinion,
Yeah.
you shouldn't marry somebody unless you've been with them 2 years. You should commit to them if you want
Right.
to. But that's what commitment is you figuring out if
Yeah.
you want to be with this person forever.
Mhm.
And you need a couple of years, because you know why? You have to see them in tough situations. You don't know how somebody is until they've been in a hard situation
Right.
with you.
I feel like there's also little signs, and sometimes people just tend to
Ignore
them 100%.
Not me. I'm like, all right, bye.
Peace. That's healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 7, chemical attraction is not love. We are fooled by the physical.
And that's what we were just
Yeah.
talking about, right? When you fall in love with somebody, you're obsessed with the way they look, maybe what they do for a living, how they dress, but that's not long standing, right?
Right.
The chemical stuff is important. That's what connects us to
Right.
somebody and motivates us to get near them. But what sustains us over time is those shared values we were talking about. And I always think of the idea of definitions. There's a definition of everything that you feel about relationships. You better make sure that person shares that definition with you.
Mm.
One of them is infidelity, right?
Mhm.
There are people that believe infidelity is only a problem if you sleep with somebody. And there are other people that believe if you talk to somebody else at
Like
all.
that emotional connection with
Right.
somebody else.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure you know this person well enough. That chemistry is great. That's exciting. But what happens when it goes wrong and you haven't connected enough to be able to navigate these kind of things?
Right.
So I always say your best bet with dates is go somewhere and talk to people. And if you're even with somebody a year, make sure every week you're talking about, hey, what did you see on the news? What did you feel about that thing on the news?
Oh.
Right. And the idea is that if you get beyond chemistry, you build the relationship.
Mhm.
But chemistry isn't love in itself.
It's like you can have a great physical connection, but the mental and the emotional connection might not be there.
No.
I want to be best friends with somebody and I want to be able to talk, because sex might not always be a factor, because if something happens, you know
Right.
what I mean? You want to
Yep.
have that.
The highest degree of friendship to me is marriage. You should be, if you're marrying somebody, it should be your best friend, because that
Right.
person is sharing your life with you. And let's face it, we all like the chemistry. I'm not going to lie. I dated this guy. He was an MMA fighter, dumber than a brick, but he was so beautiful. And I was so captivated by that chemistry that I stayed way too long.
Right.
No regrets, but still,
Yeah.
you know.
Right. Well, it's always fun. Looking for what fixes us versus what heals and grows us.
This is what we're talking about with chemistry. A lot of times we feel like if we're with somebody who's beautiful and successful, that means that we are. And that's a trap.
Yeah.
How many women I have done therapy with over the years who wake up when they're 40 and they married a rich, successful man and they had this beautiful life, and they wake up at 40 and they're going, my kids are going to go, and what do I have?
left?
I
Yeah.
haven't done anything. So you have to make sure that the person you're with is going to feed your growth and not just be the answer. There is no one person that's ever the answer. You develop, and everybody says it, you develop yourself before you can have a relationship. I don't think you should wait. We should be allowed to have relationships no matter what.
Right.
But I do think that the person you're with has to be your cheerleader. They have to be the one that's like, you want to go back to school? Go back to school. I'll support that.
Right.
But they also have to be the person that if you get a trigger to something painful in your past, that they're able to see it and they're able to help you with it. The right person actually helps you to heal from a lot of the bad stuff that happened to you. Because we've all had trauma. We've all had bad stuff happen. So the right person is not somebody we hide it from. They actually help us to heal it because they teach us how to trust. You don't get that from chemistry.
No, absolutely not. Yep. No, that's wonderful. You are so smart.
Oh, shucks.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, shucks. Still a farm
Let us
girl.
know in the comments if you guys want Dr. Deborah Brown back on the show, because we're going to have her. She's amazing.
I'm going to go comment right now.
Yeah. Oh,
Your
I love
monthly
it.
Boss Babe session with Dr. Deborah Brown.
I'll be
Oh my
the
God.
official therapist of your
Okay,
podcast.
that is
Yes.
amazing. Oh my God.
That'd
I
be
would love
fun.
that. That'd be awesome. All right, I'll start the thought of the day today on Boss Babe Brews. My thought is, you must be tired after everything we did in my dream last night.
Stupid.
Did we go shopping?
Yeah, that was
That's what
it.
it
That
was.
was it. Sure, right.
All right, you can go if you want with yours.
Okay, so mine is sort of relative to what we were talking about, is that you need to always be yourself because an original is always better than a copy.
Yes.
And if you are being yourself, you really can connect to the things that you want. If you're being somebody that's not real or pretending to be someone that's not real, you're not going to attract what you want. Let them see who you are.
Oh, I like
agree.
that. That's so good.
Yes, that's right on point.
My thought of the day. It's okay if your heart needs more time to accept what your head already knows.
Ooh.
No.
Let me
just
sit with
kidding.
that a minute.
Yeah. Say it again.
It's okay if your heart needs more time to accept what your head already knows.
Ooh, it's the logic and emotion
Yeah.
problem. Our emotion tells us one thing and our logic tells us another. You know where the answer is?
Your heart?
It's in the middle. It's in the middle.
Okay.
You have to consider both. They're both valuable voices.
Yeah, I agree.
It's hard sometimes.
Sure is.
Terrible sometimes. Wow. You guys, thank you so much for following this episode of Boss Babe Brews. I want to thank again Dr. Deborah Brown, the amazing Dr. Deborah Brown, with all her knowledge on the show. Thank you, Marlena. Thank you to our producers. I appreciate you all. And be sure to follow Boss Babe Brews on all your favorite platforms that you do watch and listen to podcasts on.
This has been Boss Babe Brews, hosted by Valerie and Marlena Robinson, recorded at Hens and Honey Shop in Swedesboro, New Jersey, and produced by Breakdown Media. Follow Hens and Honey on Instagram and TikTok for more, and make sure you subscribe to get new episodes every Friday.